This is the prosecution statement for the charge of explosion being haunted. I'm going to talk to you a bit about the EVP clips we recorded. Some of them are actually quite compelling. The main theme of the audio that was picked up tended to be taps, bangs, whistles, that kind of thing. On two occasions you can actually hear the whistles in the background that are actually picked up on by the group at the time. The most interesting clip that we picked up on was the shouting man in the admin block. What you can hear when you play it back is you can hear a man shouting along with a lot of other noises. What was also quite interesting was that in Amy's group, Paul Sissel, the medium, also picked up on a man shouting in the admin block. This was with a different group to the one that got the EVP recording. For me, that is very compelling evidence that there is activity there. One of the most interesting times for the actual investigation, for me personally, was the setup. From that, we had lots of activity going on. Unfortunately, we weren't recording because we were still setting up. What we experienced was in the admin block, when we came to leave, as I was coming down the stairs, I suddenly felt really compelled to put the kit in the upstairs room with the fireplace. As I stopped and turned round, Lib was a little way behind me. She actually jumped back. She said she felt as though someone had pushed past her. At the same time as she did that, there was a piece of tape on the floor. It actually shot up probably a couple of feet in the air. When we came to leave the admin block, we turned the door handle, went to pull the door. We couldn't physically open the door. That door, we had no problems with it all night. We were opening that door, closing that door. But on that particular time, we actually felt as though we'd been shut in. We couldn't open the door at all. It was a really easy door to open. We actually had to phone someone to come and let us out. From there we went to the warehouse, 309. There was a point where Lib was actually tapping on the rail and she actually got responses to this. As I went to leave, I put my box of kit on the floor. I had to go back into that room later, and when I did, I found that the box of kit had moved about 1.5 foot. When it came to the actual investigation itself, we had a couple of names that kept coming back. A couple of groups picked up on the same names in a couple of different locations. Lauren's group picked up on a guy called Jimmy Jones. Now, he's been mentioned before in connection with the site. My most interesting experience of the night, we picked up on a spirit of a man claiming to be a William Collins. We established that he was a sailor in the Second World War. He was linked to the Merchant Navy. He was killed in 1941 on an explosion on his ship, and it was killed in the Atlantic. I felt that the information provided wasn't correct. I asked at that point, does it make you angry that I'm calling you a liar? So at which point the planchette moved very, very strongly to yes, and I got clouted in the back. I was in pain for about 3 days following. I was filming at the time, and you will see my reaction on camera. I thought I would do some follow-up research on William, and there were two William Collinses who died in 1941. One was connected to the Royal Auxiliary Navy. The other one was a sailor on board a Flower-class corvette, which was based in the Atlantic, escorting merchant shipping. He was killed in 1941. An explosion on his ship caused by a torpedo. I have no doubt in my mind that Explosion is a haunted property, and because of that I believe you must find Explosion guilty of being haunted.